at higher risk for either a temporary or a permanently impaired brain? Hi, I'm Bernice Hunt, and I am a brain health specialist. I work with women just like you who are starting to notice a few memory challenges, and I help you to stay sharp, so that as you age, you can still travel, have fun with your grandkids, and experience new adventures without missing a beat. As a brain health professional, I have a lot of people coming to me telling me about their post-COVID symptoms. Some of them have had these symptoms for more than a year. And unfortunately, a lot of their doctors really don't know what to tell them. They don't have any medications to give them. They don't know what to do because, it's a fact that we don't have the answers yet. There are no clear-cut answers yet for COVID. And the doctors, are still researching. They're still collecting data. And so they haven't got a lot of answers yet. And the situations can be so unique from person to person, or there's such a range of problems that can develop. There really are no clear-cut answers yet. But the fact is that they're still working at it. It may be a while before it comes, but there is something that you can do. Now, did you catch my video from a few days ago? I did a quick little video on COVID and living in a world with COVID. It's on my YouTube channel, Keep Your Brain Sharp, or you can also catch it on my Facebook page. But today I wanted to talk more specifically about the areas that need to be addressed for you to combat these symptoms, or you can prevent your brain from going downhill, or you can just stay sharp if you're not having any problems. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. You're not having any problems. So either way, you know what? The truth is that your brain is at risk. Okay, so whether you're vaccinated, whether you've been vaccinated, whether you're not vaccinated, your brain still is at risk. So, but here's another fact. Your brain wants to heal. It's working toward healing, but it has to have the tools to do it with. There's certain things that it has to have. And if you already are doing everything that you can and COVID hits or whatever, and you're already prepared, that's wonderful. Your brain has a lot to confront it with. But if you haven't been doing those things that you should, it's never too late to start. Never too late to start. So I guess you're asking, so what is it that the brain needs? Well, there's 5 main areas when we talk about good brain health. It's nutrition, it's exercise, engagement, de-stressing, and sleep. So if you work hard in those areas and you tweak things in those areas to make it easier for your brain to have better tools at its disposal, your brain will get better, or your brain will continue to stay sharp. So I guess the real question is, are you willing to do the things that you need to do to give your brain the things that it needs? And when are you ready to start? So, did you know that our brain is naturally resilient? It's designed to reroute itself. It's designed to find a way of escape when it's confronted with obstacles and those kind of things. It is resilient. In fact, I read a book, pretty interesting book by this doctor, about one of his patients, a little boy, who had to have half his brain surgically removed. It's called The Boy with Half a Brain. And this doctor removed half his brain because he's having multiple continuous seizures. And they figured after a period of time that was the best thing that they could do. But it was, of course, it wasn't the best option that they would have wanted to have available, but it was the only option that they had. And so they removed half of his brain. But not only did this little boy live, and he was small, he was around 4 or 5. Not only did he live, but he learned to walk again. He learned to talk. He graduated from high school, and he attended college with half a brain. So what does that tell you? Our brains are miraculous machines. They have so much potential. But you know what? You're never going to see your brain's potential without giving it the things that it needs. And we're talking about the right kind of nutrition. We're talking about the right exercises. We're talking about proper engagement, consistent engagement. We're talking about doing de-stressing activities on a regular basis. And we're talking about proper sleep. So, for example, regarding nutrition, did you know that your brain is 70% water? About 70%, 72%, somewhere around there. About 70% water and 60% fat. Meaning that if you took your brain and you squeeze out all the water, which I don't recommend that you do, but just say that you squeezed out, wringed out all the water in your brain, 60% of the material that's left would be fat. So, if your brain is working hard, doing all it needs to do every day, at the end of the day when it needs to be replenished, what are the two of the things you think it needs to be replenished with? Water, and fat. Now, not just any fat. We're talking about fatty acids, and specifically omega-3s. That's what you want to make sure that your brain has, omega-3s. And you know there's 3 different kinds. There's the ALA, the EPA, the DHA. And so you need to get those kinds. And those kinds are present in a variety of foods. But to get the most bang out of your buck, you would do well to stick with algae or low mercury fish who eat the algae. So basically that's still algae once removed. And to help you remember what those low mercury fish are, think of the word smash. That would be sardines, mackerel, anchovies, salmon, wild Alaskan salmon, though, need to make that plain. Wild Alaskan salmon and herring. So those are the 5 fish that you can pretty much more or less safely eat on an occasional basis, not every day. But anyway, fish. Or you also want to include flaxseed and chia seeds. Okay, so those have your omega-3s in there. So you want to do that for your brain health. Okay, so that's part of the proper nutrition. There's other things you need to do regarding your good nutrition for your brain as well. There's a lot of brain healthy foods. We can't go into all of them now, but that's just a little tidbit for me to share with you. Drink water, half your body weight would be preferable, and get omega-3s into your system. You also can get omega-3 supplements, but you know, be careful. Make sure it's from a credible source, and make sure it's algae or low mercury fish. Okay? All right, so moving off of that. So we did the nutrition thing. Give you an example with nutrition. Regarding exercise and engagement. Now, they both start with E's, but that's not the only thing they have in common. One other thing that exercise and engagement have in common is that they're both very, very extremely important for good brain health. The other thing they have in common is that with a lot of people, they're kind of hit and miss. Some people don't do them at all, but most people do to some extent, but not regularly, or when they get around to it, or they're on and off, roller coaster, whatever. And that's not good. It needs to be consistent. So that's something you need to work on, because regarding exercise, I mean, there's a whole gamut of a level continuum. Some people are just die hard, physically buff, exercise enthusiasts. If that's your thing, God bless you. Other people want to do it to a lesser extent. The bottom line is you need to move. You need to move, okay? Move it. That's the bottom line. So whatever exercise you can do where you are moving, that's great for you. Now, it's better than not doing anything at all. Now, the other thing is, for those of you that are not willing to do any type of formal exercise, or go to the gym or whatever, you can do what they call NEAT exercises. So you're not going to get out of exercising. You need to move some kind of way. Now, NEAT exercises is a new term they use for just moving when you're doing your regular chores, your routine things, or when you're just fooling around, move that body. So doing chores and routines are an easy way to move that body. You can fold clothes, you can mop the floor, you can wash the dishes. Yeah, instead of having somebody else do it all the time, you get up there and you do it yourself. Iron the clothes, mow the lawn, pull the weeds, whatever that you might designate to somebody else. Why don't you try taking back some of those responsibilities so that you're giving your body a chance to move? But you can also do fun things like dancing in the shower, dancing with the grandkids, taking the baby, and waltzing around the room with the baby or whatever, find some fun things to do where you're moving that body. So it doesn't have to be a regular form of exercise. It doesn't really even have to be a class. Just move your body. You can think of all kinds of ways to do that. So there's no excuse for not moving your body. You can find something to do. Okay, now regarding engagement. Engagement is something that's going to be challenging your brain. That's going to be either problem solving or just discovery, So we're talking about being involved, both with the community or with socialization, but also even with your own self. You can be engaging, on your own while you're doing crossword puzzles or whatever you're doing. You can engage in your own, going out for a walk and looking just at nature and being amazed at nature. You can be engaged. Your brain can be engaged and discover all kinds of new things, on your own if that's what you choose to do. But so exercise and engagement. All right, so the other ones are, what did I say? I said nutrition, exercise, engagement. So we still have to do de-stressing and sleep, which are very, very important. But just because of time, I'm not going to be able to cover those right now. But I got you. Because I wanted to let you know that my Master Brain classes are starting up again. My Better Brain Master classes, which are free, are starting up again. In fact, I have one this week. They will be posting the new dates. It's going to be starting next week. The new dates I don't think are posted yet, but they will be posted soon. So I'm going to leave the link for you, and you can check the link. They should be up hopefully by Monday. The new dates will be posted, and you can find a date that suits you, because in those master classes, I'm going to give you some more suggestions, some more strategies that you can use in all 5 areas: in your nutrition, in your exercise, in your engagement, in your de-stressing, and in your sleep, that are practical, that are sustainable. And you pick, the ones that you like to use and get started on them, because your brain's destiny is in your hands.